Hello, church family. I recently started listening to an audiobook by John Piper, who's a theologian that I greatly respect. And he said something that's really stuck with me and that I thought I'd share in the form of a devotion this morning. He said that God is creative and is working in our world all the time. It's something that can really help us to understand just how much he loves and cares for his creation and for us in particular. And the way that Piper described it was with the parallel of a sunrise. He said that he used to look at the sunrise every morning. He'd get up and he'd go, "Wow, God, aren't you creative? Aren't you creative to have put all these elements in place so that every morning the sun rises and we get these beautiful sunrises? It's like you've designed all the mechanisms that work, and so every morning we get something new and glorious." And he said that was something that helped him to understand the love of God. But the more that he's understood the providence of God, the fact that God is actively involved in creation, his view changed and it became more like, wow, God, when I see this sunrise, I'm so amazed that you made that you actively formed that this morning, and that the fact that he would make a new sunrise every morning just blew him away. But then John Piper goes on to say that there's something further that he's realized. And he said, wow, God, you never stop making sunrises, because there is always a sunrise happening somewhere in the world in any given moment. And whether people see it or not, you continuously lovingly craft every sunrise, and you have been crafting it since the beginning of creation. And that blows my mind, that God is so actively, lovingly involved in creation that he continuously pours out his love in such extravagant ways. Whether we see them at any given moment or not, he is still there, behind those dark clouds, working for our good, as Romans 8:28 promises. For in all things we know that God works for good for those who love him and are called according to his purposes. I hope that encourages you this morning. Blessings.